Hoopy's here. And he's going to try driving the monstrosity.
Oh, I guess it's a transponder, so you don't need to use that. But
You don't, yeah.
it might be the only car that's longer than the Maybach 62 in here.
Yeah.
That's a big boy. But this
This looks like it's longer than like a regular pickup truck.
right. Did you show them the pedal in your walkthrough?
Oh, with the little switch?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So last night we were trying that out to see if I could put it in neutral and have it roll with it clicking the button, and it's trying. I think the battery charged up and it'll do it. It'll go through the wall. But when we were first playing with it, if it was charged, we would have put a new garage door in Hoovie's garage. I think.
The unexpected third wall.
Right. Yeah. Well, welcome to Kansas. You've got a long ways to go. It looks like Master Chief's A10 Warthog in Halo, I think.
Well, that's actually a reasonable facsimile.
Yeah. All right. What's the next one?
And the exhaust is not great.
Yeah, your videos are supposed to be a sales tool, Dan. That sounds wonderful.
Oh, that's the best
Amazing.
best sounding Jeep I've ever heard in my life.
Wow.
I already apologized to everyone who's a Jeep. No. Jeez. Right? It makes little squealies.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think this is going to attract your regular audience.
No. No.
You're going to get a whole new subscriber base that you're probably not going to like very much.
They won't like me. It's alright. The feeling's mutual. I already apologized to all the Jeepers out there. Oh yeah, you can actually see the tire kind of sliding.
This thing struggles to live. It's like it has a parasitic twin on the back of it, you know?
Well, you can
Like,
see this tire is actually sliding as it turns. Look at that. Oh yeah, it's like totally moving sideways.
it doesn't have 6-wheel tire pressure monitor.
No. No. Sadly. If I spun the tires a little. Oh, we're gonna do the long route.
I just thought we'd do a little off-roading.
Oh yeah, it's definitely spinning that tire.
You remember when Whistling Diesel drove his Ferrari into a cornfield and burned it to the ground? I mean, you have an option.
I mean,
Rather than 9 hours ahead of you, it's right there.
oh yeah, it's
Start.
Yeah, where is that? There. Stupid thing. I'm not opposed to the option. I just don't want to have to make the insurance claim. That's not your cornfield though, right?
No, it's not.
Oh darn. I was gonna say, let's do it. Your neighbors might get pissed. Alright, it's first official adventure off-road.
Yeah, there's a buried X6M right there.
Oh yeah. I can see the mound.
Yep.
What's its due date?
It went past.
Really?
It went past its due date.
That's pathetic. We're stuck. You gotta put in 4.
Let's just go forward here.
Look at
Okay,
that.
there we go.
I wonder if like the electric wheels create more drag and that doesn't help it actually.
Oh, if it regens.
Yeah,
One
so it's
foot
like
driving.
yeah, it's basically like constantly dragging the brakes, right? And so the only time it's really doing the electric, according to that little pedal, is under full load. Which, how often are you doing that off-roading?
Right. Out we go.
We should definitely see if the electric kicks in. Oh, I hear it! Whoa, that is definitely faster than a normal Jeep. Whoa. Okay. That's actually kind of legit.
Wow.
I'm a
Okay.
little more impressed with this now.
Yeah, that was cool.
Like, you could hear the electric motor kick on, and
Uh-huh.
it definitely gave it a lot more torque. Whoa.
So it started to help, and then the downshift happened, and then it finally, yep.
And then it caught up and
Ah.
it really got going. I mean, it's still not
Wow.
like breaking any land speed records, but It does help this behemoth get out of its own way a little better. Yeah.
Well, that's normal with all lifted Jeeps.
Yeah, I was saying it drives like a Jeep. It's
I would say, yeah, exactly. It's not any more cumbersome than a normal lifted, rode out Jeep, you know.
Yeah.
The turning actually to get out of the garage wasn't that bad.
Just the little squealy squeals.
Right.
It reminds me of driving an old muscle car with a spool, and you know, every time you turn a corner, the wheels would chirp, 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 chirp.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Whoa. Impressive.
All right. I don't think it's gonna help you off-roading though.
No, because you have to floor it to get that to actuate, you know.
I wonder if they can add like a potentiometer where it's, you know, variable.
Right, yeah, because now it's an on-off switch, so yeah, that'd
help a lot. All right, first fuel stop. That one didn't take long. The wind, we're in Oklahoma now, and the wind here is so stupid strong. I got 9 miles per gallon. We didn't make it very far. So there's 2 problems with the car. One, that it's just it's the aerodynamics of a brick. Number 2, those tires are so loud. It's just deafening. I have to crank the stereo up so loud just to not have to hear this brrr the whole time. It's really obnoxious. Well, here I was trying to beat Dallas rush hour, and I guess Oklahoma City decided to tell me to f*** off because their engineering prowess in civil engineering is clearly lacking. They have like 1 lane for everyone trying to go on I-35 south to Dallas. At this huge, you got like 4 highways merging together and then splitting apart, 1 lane. Good thinking. So everyone's cramming in, shuffling, trying to fight their way in. I've been driving this little section. I've made it a half a mile in 15 minutes, and I still have a long ways to go until it clears up. This is absolute bullshit. Oh, and it's only noon. Alright, I don't know if you guys are able to see this, but coming up next to me is a 6-wheel Ram Warlord. What are the odds? That's hilarious. So I'm driving behind the Warlord, and there's just no way that people don't think that we know each other. I mean, how often do you come across a 6x6 Jeep or truck or whatever, let alone 2 of them in a row? I mean, it's like, oh, those guys are buddies. They both have their 6x6 monstrosities. Just randomness, right? Randomness of the world. So the wind has been absolutely brutal, and it's just gotten worse because Oklahoma, that's the only thing that Oklahoma produces. And let me tell you, like, keeping this giant thing on big bloom tires straight takes an absurd amount of work on the steering wheel. I mean, because, you know, these Jeeps have, like, not exactly real tight steering. It's off-road shit. Everything's kind of loose and squishy. So I'm just constantly working the steering wheel. Like, this is a workout. This is not a relaxing drive. I would not want to take this car across country. It would be terrible. I keep thinking in the back of my head, I'm like, man, I'm just bagging on this thing over and over. But, like, I'm just being honest here, folks. I know, like, those of you that like this sort of thing will love this. And honestly, if you're still watching, if you're like a big Jeeper or an off-road enthusiast and you're still watching right now, thank you. You have a great sense of humor, because I've been ragging on your hobby for a long time today. But, you know, hey, people think I'm stupid because I have a bunch of Ferraris and other dumb shit. So, like, I'm no better. God, look at this. Every time I pass, you know what it feels like? It feels like when you're hauling a trailer with a truck and you don't have a sway controller, it's really windy, and the trailer is kind of grabbing the truck and pushing it around. That's what it feels like driving this thing. By the way, my fuel economy is still shit. It got all the way down to 7 at one point. It's up to 8.8. I'm barely making it 150, 160 miles on like a 20-gallon tank of gas. So I'm gonna have to fill up at least 2 more times just to get home. I have 300 miles to go. I might even have to fill up 3 more times. I hope we can get some better fuel economy once we get out of Oklahoma and into a real state. Well, YouTube, this just turned into a disaster. The second axle just broke. Oh yeah, we're not getting this thing home today. I'm gonna have to figure something out. So started making some phone calls and I'm trying to arrange a rescue. I'm not getting home till late. Now I gotta figure out what to do about this thing. I gotta park it somehow. I need to get the axle pushed back in. Let me show you what's going on. It's not good. Yeah, I don't think axles are supposed to look like that. Should be over there. That's not good. All right, check it out. I made a left turn and the axle pushed itself back in. Obviously we can't drive it home, but at least I got it to be back in place and it's now at least parked somewhere. God damn it, what a frustrating, stupid thing. Well, I need to figure out towing this thing home. Okay. All right, so went across the street to McDonald's, made some phone calls. We're trying to get a shipping company to come pick up this thing, hopefully tomorrow. If not, I'll probably rent a flatbed trailer and come back with my truck and tow it home. In the meantime, I rented a rental car at Enterprise Rental, so I have them coming to pick me up in about 15 minutes. So I'm gonna have a rental car, drive that all the way home, and at least I won't be stuck here in Oklahoma for the night. And then we have a better opportunity to figure it out. So I need to stash my keys somewhere, pack up all my crap, and yeah, joy.
Eventually.
Okay, got my rental Mitsubishi. I don't know what it is. Let me get going so I can attempt to still beat rush hour in Dallas, although I'm screwed now, but let's get going. And then I'll explain what happened along the road. All right, YouTube, we're in a Mitsubishi something. It's tiny. It gets good gas mileage, and it was available at Enterprise. And they came and picked me up, and the gentleman who picked me up was super nice. And cracking jokes and talking about crazy crap that goes on in this town and stuff. So that was actually an entertaining ride. What the f just happened? So I'm driving along, everything's fine, and I needed to get gas. Down to 7 miles range, so I desperately need gas. Thankfully, the town that I stopped in, Ardmore, something like that. Arden, Oklahoma, actually was a reasonably good sized city with actual amenities. So I pull into Lowe's, I fill up with gas, and I come back out, and when I'm walking back out to the truck, I notice the one wheel is sticking like a full wheel width out past the fender, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Well, it must have, so when you turn, it twists, one wheel is pushing and one wheel is pulling, and I think, so I made a right hand turn, and I think it put outward pressure
in a quarter mile, turn
yes.
left onto North Rockford Road.
It put outward pressure on the rear wheel, which I think sheared off. I think those are C-clip axles, or it's a clip axle, and I think it sheared that clip, and then it just pushed it right out. What I determined is, if I made a left-hand turn, since I did a right turn that torqued it out, if I do a left-hand turn, it should torque it
North
in.
Rockford Road.
And my theory was correct, it pushed the wheel back into place, so it's at least there. There's no way I was gonna risk driving it home. We were debating, like, do we take off both wheels? Do we take out the axle? What do we do here? It's clearly messed up. Safest bet is it needs to get trailered home. Now,
in a quarter mile, turn right onto Oklahoma 199 West.
So we're trying to see if we can get a transport truck to pick it up, hopefully today. Worst case scenario is I will come back tomorrow with my truck, rent a flatbed trailer somewhere, and tow it home. But I'd rather not have to do that, because that's 4 hours plus each way. It's just 4 hours 20 minutes. So that's a solid day of just trying to pick up that damn thing. Now we hope maybe it's under warranty. I don't know. What a total pain in the ass this turned into. I probably should have shipped it from the beginning But, you know, I was actually wanting to see Hoovie, and I thought it'd make good content. And, well, I guess I got more than I bargained for, because now I have a busted-ass big old truck Jeep thing stuck in Oklahoma. Anyway, that's where we're at. So 4 hours, 19 minutes
At the light,
to get home.
turn right onto Oak.
I know this is going to sound stupid, but I'm actually kind of happy to be in this little rental car, even though it's a complete shitbox, because I don't have this constant hum from those damn tires. My God, those things were loud. It's actually kind of like reasonably quiet in here. Like, there's a lot of air noise. I mean, you know, it's an Econo box. It's not designed to go at highway speeds. At least this is just kind of pleasant. Also, like, it doesn't wander as much. You know, like all those big lifted trucks and Jeeps and stuff. They just track terrible. They're just all over the road. They're sloppy. They're squishy. Again, no offense to Jeep people or truck people that like that stuff. It's just not my thing. I'm sure they're way more fun off-road. In fact, I've gone off-roading and that stuff, and it's a lot of fun. But on the road, they suck. So I know a lot of you are like, man, this is why I don't take road trips and blah, 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 and all that stuff, because stuff could break, or, you know, this is why I won't buy a supercar and go drive it home, because what if it breaks? Well, you know, what if it breaks? I mean, it was an inconvenience. I had to scramble to find alternate means of transportation to get home today, but, you know, it wasn't that big of a deal, and now it's got a great story attached to it. So now I'm always going to remember, hey, remember that time I drove that crazy six-wheel Jeep home and it broke, and I had to get a rental car and blah, blah. See, now I got a great story that I'm gonna be able to tell and joke about and laugh and see the memories. This is why I like doing this stuff, even though sometimes shit doesn't go well. Usually, time makes it always seem better than it was. It becomes a fun memory, and honestly, without this happening, this probably wouldn't have been that, you know, much of an eventful memory in my brain. But now, I will definitely remember this for a long time. All right, so we just hit the east-west split on I-35, so we're going through Fort Worth, not Dallas, technically. When I first was getting towards the east-west split, it said ETA was 7:28. It's already gone up to 7:31. Let's take a guess at what time I actually get home. Keep in mind, I do have to stop for gas at least once. So, okay. Oh, it just jumped up to 7:33. It's getting worse by the moment. Oh boy. So, you know, they've done studies that show that, like, when you have experiences where you experience, like, events where you experience pain or whatever, it punctualizes in your brain remembering the event. So I was thinking about, like, on road trips and other vacations or whatever, when things have gone wrong, it's actually been times that I have more vivid memories from my childhood. So I was thinking, like, what are some really notable vacations and events and stuff that I did on my, you know, in my childhood, and a substantial number of thoughts that immediately popped up were like when things went wrong. Now, to be fair, it's like, you know, not catastrophic loss of property and no, like, major injuries or, you know, hospitalizations or anything like that. No, I'm talking, like, which obviously you would remember those pretty substantially too, but I'm just thinking about, you know, things where we were driving out west. My dad used to take us out west camping when we were kids. We'd go in our van. I remember the time that the muffler fell off the van, and so we're driving around with no muffler, like going across the Grand Canyon, or the Hoover Dam with no muffler, and the engine started overheating, and so he had to, like, rev the engine to get more fluid to go through the radiator, and it was just an absolute shit show. Just things like that, you know, you remember them vividly because things went wrong. People shouldn't be so scared of having things go wrong. Now, yes, obviously, no one likes having things go wrong, but just embrace it, deal with it, accept it, work with it, find a new solution, and move forward. And then have some good memories. Well, here's our problem. Some sort of accident. We're already 20 minutes later than the original ETA. Currently it says 7:48. Originally 7:28. Wow, they got us off on the shoulder. Oh, having some dipshit. There you go. Dipshit plowing into the guardrail. Good job. I don't know how people screw up driving so much. It's like it's not that hard. Oh yeah, listen to this thing go. And why is the other side all like all the looky-loos on the other side? There's no emergency vehicles on that side of the road, and it's backed up. Drive, people, drive. On to the next delay. We still have to get through. Oh, that's good. It just cut off 3 minutes and says 7:45 now. Although my timing thing says it's orange. Not too happy about that. Ooh, Texas Motor Speedway. Next exit. Sweet. Okay, so I'm in a Mitsubishi Mirage, is what it is. And I just filled it up. Full tank of gas. It was on like 0. It like couldn't even tell me how many miles remaining there were. 7 gallons. It cost me $16 to fill up. What? I don't even know what to say about that. 7 gallons. I've had a lawnmower that had more than 7 gallon gas tank. ETA 753. Not doing too terrible. Once it kind of got past the initial increase, it's kind of held. We're on the south side of Fort Worth. I think, knock on shit, that we won't be having any more issues. That may have been the worst of it. Might be some little hiccups here and there, but I think that's it. Let's haul ass and get home. Alright, we just got towards the south side of Waco. We have another hour and 10 minutes. And I've shaved off some time. I'm down to 7:49 ETA. Not bad. I haven't been going too nuts because I don't really trust this little thing. It is tiny. And I feel like driving this in Texas with all the trucks and stuff is just asking to die. I'd like to live. He wants to live! We're still trying to find a shipper to go get the truck. So worst case scenario is I'm gonna have to go rent some trailer tomorrow morning, drive all the way up there, go pick up the damn thing, drive all the way back, making for a really fun Friday. Things we do for cars. 7:45. Just made it home. I'm gonna go grab some dinner and we'll talk about this in the morning. So far we're not having much luck. We haven't got a truck to come get the damn thing. So I might have to go get a trailer and tow it myself.
The next day.
Well, good morning, YouTube. It's the next day. Don't have great news. We have not found transportation for the Jeep thing. I searched around last night, late at night, and found a trailer that I could rent and tow with my truck and go haul it back because obviously it's not going to fit in my enclosed car trailer. Shockingly enough, the rental is only $100 for a day. Well, here's the plan. I've got the trusty rental steed from last night, so it made it home. This thing gets insane mileage. I only filled it up that one time. I do have to put a tiny splash of gas in it so I don't get charged for, the full tank of gas because it's a rental. But we'll head to the rental place, drop it off, Uber back here, and then I want to message the trailer guy and go pick up the trailer. In the meantime, we're still hoping and praying that somehow our broker finds a transport. So if they find one, we're going to take that. But if not, then I'm driving 4+ hours north to go grab the Jeep, load it up, 4+ hours back. So between dropping this off, getting the trailer, doing all that, it's going to be a morning till late night day. So it's currently 8 o'clock, and I think the day probably won't wrap up until 11 o'clock at night. So anyway, let's go drop off the rental turd and see if anything changes in the meantime. Hi, Mo. I know you are desperate for the loves. Poor Mo. Poor Momo. Poor Momo. Okay, YouTube. Possible change of plans. I literally was walking out the door to go get the trailer to go haul the thing back, and our shipper contacted us and said they found a guy who can go grab it today and bring it back today. I'm just waiting to hear back on the price, so long as it's not something outrageous, because So I can rent a trailer for $100 and it'll probably cost about $200 in diesel. So it's only gonna cost me maybe $300, but I'll lose an entire day, which will suck. So as long as it's like, you know, $500, something like that. But you know, if it's like $900 or $1,000 or something stupid, we're not gonna do it. But so we're waiting on the quote. And I also need an ETA from them so that we can kind of make sure it's gonna be done today, because I don't want to chill at this gas station all day. It's making me nervous just chilling there, because, you know, I had to hide the keys with the Jeep just in case someone else is picking it up. You know, I'll keep you updated. For now, I'm gonna edit some videos and stuff. So I'm gonna just relax for a little bit.
12 o'clock midnight.
Well, YouTube, there it is being limped home, and looks like the axle's coming out a little bit. This will be a little bit sketch trying to unload it and have the axle not fall off. Great. At least it made it here. You can see it is definitely sticking out. Yeah, hopefully. We'll see. We'll see how
What made you want to build this, man?
I didn't. I bought it. Well, it definitely moved out when I was backing off the trailer. Jeez, what a pain in the ass. Alright. Just gonna leave it until we figure out what we're doing with this thing.